and welcome to the Unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. My name is Corey. I'm joined by my co-host, also named Corey.
Hello, everybody.
We're here to do our recap of the second week of the BSHL Senior Hockey League schedule. Corey, what are your thoughts on week 2?
I didn't think we could surpass week 1, and I think we did.
It was a really good week of hockey. Everybody that I've talked to has
It really was.
has some really good comments, and I've seen some fights from other games, a couple goals. It's great. Let's get right into the scoreboard, Corey. I think that's where we're going to start. Friday, October 20th, with the first game was Dalhousie versus Tracadie in a really high-scoring affair. Dalhousie took that one 8-5 in Tracadie. Break it down, Corey.
Well, some highlights here. We got Jessica Bernard with a hat trick. And he plays for Dalhousie, if anybody is wondering. Tracadie player David Marcotte. He got 2 goals. And just wanted to highlight Francis Thibault from Dalhousie. He got 3 assists in that game.
Solid. Jessica Bernard with a hat trick, starting it off. Pretty great start to the season. Dalhousie last week. What was that final score against Bucktouche?
It was 9-0.
Yeah. So Dalhousie, at this point, 2 games in, already 2-0. Maybe challenging Miramichi for the best start here.
They most certainly are challenging, and they're not even done for this weekend.
They really aren't.
But we'll get to that later.
We will. So the second game that we get to is Miramichi on the road in Shippigan for Shippigan's home opener. We had talked to Serge Haché last week. He was, pretty excited, rightfully so, about the home opener. Looks like it went really well. What were the highlights for that game?
A few highlights. We got Chris Keating. What a game for him. 2 goals, 2 assists, a 4-point game.
Chris Keating's a veteran in this league. He's been playing for a long time, and year in, year out, he's always there, always scoring some goals.
I believe he is the top scorer in Miramichi right now.
Is he?
But I believe so. I keep seeing his name every time we see a Miramichi game. Not to be undone, though. Shippigan, Tommy Bizot, he had a 4-point game as well. 1 goal, 3 assists.
1 goal, 3 assists for Tommy.
I was just going to mention Shippigan really fell apart in the box. They took 36 penalty minutes to Miramichi's 2. So that will cost you in the end. Those tripping and those, too many men's and all that, it'll cost you in the end. And I feel like really cost him here because it was a really, really close game, 6-5.
A lot of those penalties were late in the game after a fighting, but there were a lot of trips and high sticks and cross checks and little things.
Oh, yeah.
Those will wear the team down for sure. Alex Bernier had a goal and 2 assists in that game as well, so he's off to a phenomenal start this year for the Northmen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really does.
Next game here, we're going to move on to Saturday. I think that was all we had on Friday. Saturday, want to start with Tracadie and River Valley?
Tracadie and River Valley, here we go. It was let me see, where am I? It was another very close game.
Yeah, it was a close game.
5-4 win for Tracadie.
I think River Valley's last goal was like with seconds left in the game, so it was almost a 5-3 one.
The last goal of the game, the last 2 goals were by Jeremy Duguay, who scored a hat trick that night.
Did he? That's
yes, he did.
A lot of hat tricks this weekend.
A lot of hat tricks, and Lucien Carl Saunier.
Yeah.
4 assists in that game.
That's
and for River Valley, David Brew, he got 2 goals. So those are the highlighted scores, basically.
Yeah, David Brewer has been lighting it up for the Lumberjacks so far this year. Hopefully, I think we're going to get back to River Valley here in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to getting back out there. Partially for the hockey, partially for the burgers. It's got to be honest.
Absolutely. Fried onions.
So we're going to go to Dalhousie next. Dalhousie had a huge crowd. What was their announced attendance, like
Hmm.
1,600 people or something crazy?
I think it was something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing, man. 600. I was corrected after the last podcast. It's not 400 season tickets sold for Dalhousie. It's 600 season tickets sold, which is just
Wow.
amazing support from that city.
Yeah.
A lot of our followers from Dalhousie, so thank you guys for following and all your support and giving me out of town updates while the games are going on. I certainly do appreciate that. What was the score here? I think we
Hmm.
have a 6-1 Dalhousie win against Shippigan.
6-1 for Dalhousie against Shippigan. Uh, Jesco Bernard continues his point streak. I think he had 2 goals in this game.
So a 5-goal weekend for Jessica.
So a 5-goal weekend.
That's pretty impressive, eh?
So that's
I think
not too shabby.
Shippigan had a short bench too. I think they only had 12 or 13 guys, I heard. So that's
Yeah.
it's a long, the trip to Dalhousie is pretty serious on a Saturday night early in the year. It's tough, but Shippigan's going to bounce back. I'm sure they'll have a great season here, but that's when you have that short
Sure.
of
Absolutely.
a bench, it's tough to roll.
Yeah, Dalhousie looks fantastic, though.
I mean,
Like honestly, like you were saying, they're giving Miramichi a run for their money. I have a top 3 right now, and we're gonna get to the third one.
the third one, it's the Bucktouche JCs aren't playing this weekend.
Oh, is that who they are? Okay.
I was
I love the
hoping to get
JCs.
to. I love the JCs. I was hoping to get to Bucktouche this weekend, and we'll be there Friday night, right?
Friday.
Oh man,
Friday.
let's go. So that's gonna be a good time. The Hawks against the JCs, a little South Division final rematch. I'm already hyped.
Yep.
So before we get to that, though, I think
Yep.
the Hawks might have played one game this weekend, didn't they?
I think they did, and I believe there were a couple of goofballs there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was
we
us.
made the trip to Spring Hill, partially for the hockey, partially for Paisano's Pizza. Shout out to Paisano's, they're phenomenal.
And a shout out to Dave Boyce, who was so cool with us. Came to us a few times, shook our hands. We got to see his fresh new haircut. Great, super guy.
Yeah, Dave is a friend of our other podcast, Wrestling with the Bros, on the Jolteon Plays channel on YouTube. So it's good to have a good relationship with Dave. It's also shout out to Connor Smith, the GM of the coal miners,
Absolutely.
who's a super cool dude. Was able to chat with him some before the game, during the game. So it's always fun to make those connections at games once you've talked to somebody online but never met. So we were very anxiously awaiting this game for 2 reasons. One, we're Hawks fans by nature, so we love seeing Hawks games. But also, we haven't seen Spring Hill yet this year, and we've heard really good things. And they didn't disappoint.
Yep.
There was no quit in that coal miners.
No, they did pretty well.
Yeah.
The final score ended up being 6-3, but an absolute entertaining game. To be there live, to see, and it was a packed house again. Like the Spring Hill crowd came out.
Yeah, and they're loud.
It was refreshing to see.
Yeah, they're so fun to be around. They love their hockey. Final score for that game was 6-3 for the Hawks, right?
For the Hawks, yeah. A little bit of a highlight of highlights here. The great Robbie Graham, a hat trick for him. There was a lot of hat tricks this weekend.
It was a busy weekend for hat tricks.
Busy weekend. Scotty Sack, a 5-point night for him. I think he wins Player of the Weekend for me.
No, impossible. Impossible. Jesco Bernard with 5 goals? Oh!
5 goals. No, wait. 5 goals in 2 games.
Oh, that's true.
This is 5 points in 1.
That's true.
I want to highlight Tyler Brown, our import.
Yep.
Or the import for the Hawks, I should say. That guy is incredible on the ice. I thought he fit in really well with the Hawks.
He's a fast player, skates really well. Who else impressed you for the Hawks?
Mario Babineau in net. He was solid. He was a brick wall at times.
There was a few shots that I don't know how he saw through the traffic.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Spring Hill was doing a really good job last night of we're recording this on Sunday. It's going to be out on Tuesday, but we are recording this Sunday. So if we say last night, I'm sorry for the confusion. Yeah, Mario, there was a few times that Spring Hill had some big bodies out front of the net, really making it tough for him, and he still managed to peek through and see the puck and make a big save.
Yeah. Uh, I just want to go on Spring Hill for a second.
Yep.
Robert Davis, what a leader that guy is.
Yeah, you gotta love Bobby Davis. Eh?
They are, you just got to love him. He sticks up for his team. He's there in the plays. You can't help but admire that guy. There's a reason he's the captain.
And he's a really good defensive defenseman. You know, like they've got like Parker Deegan,
Absolutely.
who's going to pinch in offensively, and he's a great skater, great stick handler, and there's a lot of talent in that team. But you know, Robert Davis, as far as being a good, solid, I mean, the guy can play offense, he can shoot the puck, he can score some goals. But when you see him skating back on D, you know nobody's going to be camped out in front of the net. He's going to get them out of there. He's just a solid defenseman, and like you said, when there's a cheap
Yep.
shot taken, Bobby Davis isn't far to defend his teammates. What a fight that was, too. My
Yep.
God.
It was. It was a very nice fight. What about that goal by Michael Clark?
The top shelf one?
Absolutely.
You can see that one on our Facebook, yeah?
That is, yeah, an incredible shot. Incredible. What a sniper.
Yeah, that was, man, you top cheese, no better top cheese than that goal. Scotty Sack
Yeah.
had a breakaway goal on the penalty kill, too. That was pretty beautiful.
Short-handed, yeah.
Yeah, my God. What a goal. A lot of talent.
Another guy that I just want to highlight as a real leader for the Hawks, Daniel Crate.
Yeah.
That guy, so Trey Lewis wasn't there, Mac Brown wasn't there, Bruno wasn't there. Danik really stepped up as the leader here.
Yeah. Give me some examples.
Just when Robbie Graham went down with an injury, he busted his nose open. He was the guy going for the medics and all that, looking for his team. He just every time there would be a scrum, he'd be there. Every time there would be something, he'd be at the referees talking. He'd be talking to the bench. He'd be just like directing traffic. Being a complete leader.
Yeah, he's a true leader. Obviously one of the best players in the league, offensively or defensively. Yeah.
For the Hawks, I don't know. There's so many good players in the Hawks. Danik's one of my absolute favorites. Like, you just can't help but he's the definition of an offensive defenseman.
I love seeing those good offensive defensemen. So here, let's have a question here. When you watch hockey, do you always watch the puck and the play, or do you sometimes take a sit back and try to focus on one player?
Well, it depends. If that one player is on the ice,
Yep.
like I'll give you an NHL example. If Cole Caulfield is on the ice, my eyes are on Cole Caulfield. But if it's a lineup of Kirby Doc, Sean Monahan, and Brandon Gallagher with, I don't know, David Savard and Kovacevic in the back, I'm just watching the game. I'm watching the puck. But there are specific players where you're going to watch them. The Hawks have a few players like that. Miramichi has a few players like Jessico. Every time I'd watch him, like, there he goes. So there are specific players. The answer is both.
Okay.
Because there are some players that you just can't help but do it.
I'm kind of a mix of both too, but during that Spring Hill Hawks game, there was points where I was watching Parker Deegan, I was watching Denny Crate, and just focusing on those offensive defensemen and watching their positioning, how they pinch into the play, how they direct traffic on the power play. It was just kind of, sometimes I like to sit back and just watch that one player. And I did that a little bit with Mario Babineau too, because I'd never seen I'd seen Mario play in that inter-squad game that I went to for the Hawks, but his positioning is really good. He doesn't come too far out of the crease. He's a pretty big guy, but his positioning is phenomenal, as good as any goalie can have. And I was just kind of curious about that because I had a conversation about that with somebody today. And I was like, sometimes, we talk about different ways that we watch hockey at different points. And it's like, it's such an interesting sport because there's so much going on all the time. Unlike baseball, where it's a little bit of a slower sport, or football, where there's breaks in the play and then you can kind of refocus for every play. With hockey, there's a ton going on. So it's just, I don't know. It was an interesting conversation that I kind of wanted to see your take on how you watch hockey. Because last night I was kind of more of a Normally, I'm more of a watch the whole game to focus on the puck, focus on the play. Last night, I was kind of just chilling out and focusing on different players at different points.
Yeah. One player that I focused on a lot, actually, we forgot to mention him on the Hawks, Elijah Francis.
Yeah.
He's making a case for top defenseman in the Hawks right now.
He's young. He just got out of the queue a few years ago after he won the Memorial Cup with Bathurst. And last year, every year I think that he plays with Trey Lewis and he plays with Daniel Crate and these great veteran defenders. He grows and you can see him getting more comfortable and having fun.
Mm-hmm. Just I don't know what else to say. It was a great game. I think the ultimate winners of that game were the fans. I don't think the coal miners have anything to be ashamed of. It could have gone either way. They played their hearts out. That's why I say Spring Hill is my second favorite team in the league. Even though I'm starting to enjoy all the teams, watching these highlights and all that, it's hard to pick a favorite.
Spring Hill, it's a bunch of things for me about Spring Hill. I love the community. It's a really nice little town. I love Paisano's pizza. I love pizza. I'm not gonna lie, I love pizza. I love the rink. Their rink is just a nice, like the seats are comfortable. The people are always very friendly there.
Mm-hmm.
They always have a really good 50-50. I think it was like $1,600 last night. I did not win it.
No, it wasn't 16. It was 800.
Oh yeah, 1,600 divided by 2. Sorry, 800 and then
Yeah.
800 to the team. So yeah, still though, it's a good 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I rarely buy 50-50s. I don't like to lose money, so
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. Although this year, one thing that we're doing, Tracy and I, that's funny is we have this on our notepad on iPhone. We have like a shared note where every time we buy 50-50, we just mark down how much we spent. So at the end of the year, we can see how far in the negative we came. Because let's be honest, probably not going to win. But it's like this fun thing that we've been doing between wrestling and hockey games, and we go to a lot of stuff. And as you know, anytime they have 50-50, I'm a sucker. So somebody's got to win it. And one of these darn games is going to be me.
absolutely.
I won 150-50 last year at backup goalie for River Valley. As I said, he's my cousin Caleb. I was at his sister's hockey game in Fredericton, and I won 250-50s in 3 weeks. One of them was for $70, and the other one was for $85. Beat that.
All
I'll
right.
take it. I'll
All
take it.
right.
Then I go to these Hawks games, and it's like 2,500, and it's not a chance in heck.
Nope.
We're
So yeah, those were the games of the week.
those were the games of the week. Looking ahead to next weekend, it's a bit of a light schedule. I think there's only a few games Friday
Yeah.
night, game Saturday, and nothing on Sunday. So there's some big games on Friday though.
Yeah.
I think Miramichi is facing off against River Valley in Miramichi, and the Hawks are playing the JCs at the JK.
Oh, that'll be good.
So let's talk a little bit about some
Popcorn chicken poutine.
popcorn chicken poutine. So I've been hearing some bad news about the Rishabakto rink.
Yes, I have heard the same thing.
So let's get into that just a little bit. There's possibility that it could be a more serious issue, and that the rink might
Yeah.
be down for a couple months. Where do you
Mhm.
think we see the Hawks play? Do you think we're going to see them go to Elspuktuk and fill that barn to the rafters, or are they going to play their home games in Bucktouche? I'm going to be curious to see what the team decides. The blessing in disguise here is they don't have a home game this week, so it's giving another couple weeks for the arena to figure it out and get up and going. But not great news.
Yeah. No, not great news. As far as where, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you go to Elsie, it's really small.
But it'll be loud
If
in
you go to
there.
Bucktouche, you got to share. It would be. If you go to Bucktouche, you got to share with the JCs and the Steamers and whatever else is happening.
Yeah.
So, unless you do one early game and one late game, I don't know. If I'd had to put money on it, probably Elsie.
I haven't heard definitively one
Maybe
way
they
or the other. I
have has Kakang been an option?
Kokang's far. And that's the other thing, right? I love seeing local people at these games in Rishabakto. It's
Yeah,
just my favorite thing is seeing people from Santignas and St. Louis and Cochebuac and LC
yeah.
and Rexton, Rishabakto and Upriver. Like it's so fun to see the community come together at the rink again. So I'd hate to see
Hmm.
the Hawks have to play either at a small rink where they'd have to turn people away, or in Baktouche where you limit the amount of people that can go. So hopefully the rink in Rishabakto can get up and running. We're praying for it. We're supporting it. And man, unrelated to the BSHL, I saw that the town of Rishabakto announced some Legends game coming in November. That could be interesting.
Yeah, you mentioned that in November. I hope the ice is a little better by then.
You don't want them to be. You don't think we're going to see the Legends skating on concrete?
Listen, if Patrick Roy's there, I'll be there.
I think it's Steve Penny in net.
Then I won't be there. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to be there.
It's on like a Wednesday or Thursday night, so that'll be fun. Great week
Yeah,
in the
I remember
BSHL.
this one year.
Go ahead. Yeah, I can't wait for the
Yeah, I
story.
remember this one year we had a Montreal Canadiens Legends game in Bucktouche,
Okay.
and my boss, shout out to Glenn Cormier, who's actually a goaltender, one of my best friends too. He's a super great guy. And long story short, I bring him coffees. He pays me, and I bring him coffees for work. So this one year, there was this Montreal Canadiens Legends, like it was in French, Les Anciens Canadiens.
Yeah.
Um, and he gave me two tickets, and I brought my buddy Mark Richard. And the big star they had there was Chris Nealon.
Oh, Knuckles Nealon.
So that was Knuckles Nealon.
Who else was there?
That was super cool. But what made me laugh is the goalie in net. I forget who it was, but wore number 33.
Oh.
So when I saw 33, I went, oh! And my buddy Mark's like, it's not Roy. I was like, I just like lost my cool for a second. I was like, oh.
um. Oh man, have you ever seen the Roy coach for Quebec?
I have.
I love how
I did
animated he is.
one game in Moncton.
Okay.
I did one game in Moncton where it was Le Rempart versus the Wildcat,
Yeah.
and I wore my Patrick Roy jersey. And every time after that I went to the Avenir Center and I wore the Patrick Roy jersey, it would never fail. Sometimes multiple times, I would hear from the distance, Patrick Roy sucks. So I wasn't really like there.
Yeah, you always get the haters when you're a Montreal fan, no matter where you go. Um,
Yeah, it is what it is.
it is what it is. I, I'm looking hopefully in the next few games that I get to pick up like a few more BSHL toques, what's your favorite logo in the league? It's completely off topic. We're just rolling now. If you don't want to listen, you can tune out at this point. This is just two guys having a chat with mics on.
There are some good logos.
Phenomenal
There
logos.
really are. The Hawks logo is great. The only knock for the Hawks logo that I would say is it's very similar to the Atlanta Hawks logo.
Yep.
But I love it. It's a great logo no matter what. The JC's logo is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I really like that. Dalhousie's logo is fantastic. I think my two favorites, though,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, is Spring Hill and River Valley.
Spring Hill has that's exactly where I was going with it. Like I was there last night. I'm like, hey Dave, you guys have any toques yet? Like I feel like I've gone to a few games now. They never have toques, but then they announce that they have toques. When I get there, they're already sold out. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to get some connections at that team and just leave them $25, and they can just ship me a toque when it comes in because that's a sweet logo. I'd like to get a few different ones from the
It
league.
really is.
What's your favorite jersey from the league?
Hands down, Dalhousie.
Same.
I think we saw them once, and the blue and yellow is fabulous.
It's just crisp, eh?
Yeah, I just it's eye-catching.
It is. Shout out to the JC's gray
It's so
jerseys.
vibrant on the ice.
I like the JC's gray.
Yes, they're away.
Yeah, I love those gray jerseys for the JCs. I like the Hawks jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, there's no bad jersey in the league by any means, but yeah,
No.
it's tough to top Dalhousie.
If you had to pick a bad one, which one would it be?
I don't know. I think, like Trackety is nothing special. Their jersey's great. It's fine, but it's kind of plain. I suppose that would probably be the one that I think would be the most. Maybe Shipping because it reminds me of the Boston colors, and I hate the Bruins. So every time I like their jersey. It's a pretty jersey, but I'm always like, oh man, that reminds me of Boston. Not a fan.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, Dalhousie really has that best jersey for me.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of the mustard yellow Spring Hill jerseys either, just because I don't like that color. I love their gray jerseys. I think those are beautiful. They're phenomenal. The mustard yellows, whatever. It's okay.
I remember when Nashville had those.
Yes.
Mustard color. Personally, I don't hate them. I find them kind of nice.
Okay.
But it's I get it though. I get where you're coming from. It's almost like a flat color.
Yeah, it's just an odd.
Like it's not vibrant. Like you look at Dalhousie, it's like a neon sign on skates.
Yeah. I love jerseys that have like.
It reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh God, here we go. Go! I'm a Hulkamaniac, baby. Not really, but
no, you're not. You're a Lance Storm fan.
I do love Lance Storm, man. Corey, I think we've been talking for like 5 minutes now. It's just great to talk to you, but we'll end it here.
I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, it's been fun. The support from the fans has been pretty crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to shout out a few guys that you talked to last night?
No, but thanks to everybody that's come up to me and talked to me and told me they enjoy the podcast. It really helps motivate us to keep going with it. And we're doing this for fun because it's a fun hobby. We're doing it to promote the league, and it helps when people enjoy it. So thanks everybody that came up, all your kindness, messages, and support.
Yeah, is it the first time you got recognized?
Yes, ish. Yes, but somebody else recognized me, but they know me, and I know them. So they were like, "You're the Corey. Are you Corey, as in Corey from BSHL podcast, Corey?" And I'm like, "It is me." But he already knew my name. Last night, somebody came up with a totally educated guess, and they were not wrong. So we love it, though. It's great.
Yeah, me, it wasn't the first time for wrestling or hockey. But every time it happens to me, I get nervous.
First time at a game.
Yeah.
It was great to be back out with Hawks fans last night, Like just being around some people.
Yeah. It's weird that like people know us now for whatever reason. Like they're fans of this show or fans of Wrestling with the Bros. Like even at wrestling a few days ago, the day before the Hawks Spring Hill game, I talked with Ian Pratt for like 15 minutes, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to your stuff. I recognize you guys. Whatever." I was like, "How is this even possible?"
Yeah, that was a good show on Saturday night. We had fun at that one. If you're not doing anything on November 11th, I've got to say, and you're within the vicinity of Moncton, New Brunswick, get out to the Tidemore Ballroom. Go see North Pro Canadian Wrestling. You won't be disappointed. It's going to be the last show for a long while. Corey and I are hardcore North Pro wrestling fans. We love it. It's some of the best entertainment. It's a little pricey compared to the BSHL. I mean, you're looking at $40 tickets compared to the steal of a deal that the BSHL is. But
worth the price though.
Worth the $40. If you're, it's an interesting. It'll be an interesting evening and probably a little bit of a sad one for us because I think we'll miss having the North Pro shows for a little while.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it though.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it.
We'll have a drink to North Pro.
Between here and then, we'll get to another handful of BSHL games, and we'll have some fun. So, thanks everyone for listening. Corey,
thank you for having me again.
It's a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you later.
Take care.